So, should you have a private podcast? If you're a creator or an entrepreneur, the answer might actually surprise you. In this explainer, we're going to dive into what they are, why they're so incredibly effective, and get this, how you might already have everything you need to create one right now. All right, let's just be real for a second. Does your work life ever feel like a content treadmill that just never ever stops? You've got to post, you've got to film, you've got to write, all just to stay on people's radar. It's exhausting, right? And this is especially true if you're a coach, a consultant, or a course creator. That pressure to constantly be on, to show up and perform online is just immense. For so many of us, it leads to some serious burnout. If that sounds at all familiar, trust me, you are not alone. But what if there was another way, a quieter way, a more intentional way to connect with your perfect clients without having to shout into the void of social media? Well, that is exactly where the private podcast comes in. So, what is it really? Simply put, a private podcast is this exclusive audio series that you can't just find anywhere. It's invitation only. People get access after they give you their email, which means it's a direct, super personal line of communication just between you and them. So here's how to think about the difference. Your typical public podcast. It's open to everybody on Apple or Spotify. The goal is to get as huge an audience as possible. A private podcast, it's the complete opposite. Access is controlled, it's sent through a special, unique feed, and the goal isn't fame. It's all about nurturing a small, very interested group of people. And the ways you can use this are so cool and versatile. I mean, think about it. You could use it as a lead magnet that people actually listen to, not like a PDF that just dies in their downloads folder. Or you could run a 5-day audio challenge, create a really smooth onboarding experience for new clients. You could even deliver a whole focused micro course, all without ever having to get on camera. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Great, another thing I have to create from scratch. But here is the absolute best part. You probably don't have to create a single new thing. Let's talk about the hidden gold mine you are very likely already sitting on. Now, really, it's true. So many of us, especially if you're running your own business, have this incredible wealth of amazing content that we've already made. The heavy lifting, it's probably already done. Just pause and think for a minute. What about all those blog posts you wrote or those heartfelt email newsletters you poured so much into? That awesome training you ran last year? All of this, it's fantastic raw material just waiting to be turned into a powerful audio experience. And the process itself? It's really straightforward. First, you just identify your most valuable stuff. Then, you structure it into a few short, bite-sized episodes. You record some simple audio. Your phone is honestly fine. And then you deliver it to your audience with that private feed. See? It's about being a strategist, not just a content creator. And here's the key. We are not talking about launching some weekly, hour-long show. Not at all. The goal is to create what's called a micro podcast. Think short, punchy episodes, usually under 10 minutes, all organized to deliver one specific result. It's focused, it's efficient, and it totally respects your listeners' time. All right, so let's get into the why. Why does this actually work so well? Beyond all this strategy, there's a much deeper reason it's so powerful. It taps into the unique magic of audio to build real, genuine human connection. Your voice is one of the most powerful tools you have. Hearing someone speak literally creates a sense of intimacy. You're right there in their ear. It carries all this authenticity and nuance that plain text just can't touch. And of course, it is unbelievably convenient. People can listen while they're driving, walking the dog, doing dishes. It just fits into their life. And remember, because your listeners have intentionally raised their hand and asked to hear from you, their engagement level is just on another planet. This means they're way more likely to finish your content, and most importantly, it builds this incredible foundation of real trust. This quote from Bridget Nadeau, who founded microprivatepodcast.com, it says everything. You don't need more content, you need a better container for the content you already have. It's a complete mindset shift, right? It's about connecting more effectively with what you've already created. So what this really is a move away from that old louder is better marketing idea. It's about building a smarter, way more sustainable funnel that actually feels good to run your business with. Let's walk through an example. Imagine a 5-day challenge. Day 1, the first short episode arrives. Day 2, the next one builds that momentum. By day 3, your listeners are actually feeling like they're making progress. Day 4, that connection gets even deeper. So by day 5, when you introduce your offer, it's not some awkward sales pitch, it's just the natural next step on this journey you've been on together. And this is a game changer, especially for anyone who's more introverted or just plain sick of the social media circus. This is marketing that feels natural. It feels sustainable. You don't have to be on camera if you hate it, and you are not at the mercy of some crazy, mysterious algorithm. You're in control. When you look at it, so much of social media marketing feels like this huge effort for, well, who knows what result? It's a gamble. A private podcast, on the other hand, is focused effort. You're speaking directly to people who want to listen, which is why it leads to such a consistently high impact. And honestly, this couldn't be more perfect for right now. We are all feeling that digital fatigue. Our audiences are starving for quieter, more curated, more meaningful experiences. A private podcast delivers exactly that, pure value and connection without all the noise. So let's just end with this thought. What if you stopped chasing that next piece of content? What if your most powerful, most effective marketing tool isn't something new you have to go out and make, but something valuable you've already created?